Okay, today we're learning Parshas Nitsavim. This Parsha, it's what's so special about it. The whole entire Sefer Devarim, Moshe Rabbeinu said it in 37 days. As we read in the beginning of the Sefer, he started Rosh Chodesh Shvat, the last year when they were in the desert, and he finished it on Zayin Odar. So 37 days took him to say the whole Sefer Devarim. Now the last four Parshas, that's Nitsavim, Vayelech, Azinu, Brocha, the last four Parshas, that's all said in one day. That was the last day of Moshe Rabbeinu. All this was said in Zayin Odar. Before he passed away, that was said, Atam Nitsavim Hayoim, which today means that the last day of Moshe Rabbeinu being in this world, says you're all standing together, Kulchem Lifnei Hashem Elokeichem. So the Zohar Kodesh says, even though it said on Zayin Odar, but it hints on Rosh Hashanah. Atam Nitzavim Hayoim Kulchem. Okay, so what the Moshe Rabbeinu gives us an indication over here, a guidance how to stand in front of Hashem by Rosh Hashanah. So the first, let's go word for word. Atam, it's the same letters of the word emes. Same, just rearrange it. So we have to come to Rosh Hashanah. We all stand a little bit more with emes. Things even sometimes we fool ourselves. That's okay what we're doing, or it was okay what I did. Come Rosh Hashanah, we get serious. And we come to the point they have to be emes. That brought in Sefer Ilona Dechai. You have to, the emes will come on its own even. It's such a day that makes you serious, and you think of, you have to be truthful with yourself. And then it says Nitzavim. Nitzavim, it's from the word standing. You're standing. So we spoke about it last parsha that inyan of Tkiyas Shoifer have to be me'oimed, and we said already that you cannot walk while you're sitting. You cannot walk while you're sleeping. That's why Rosh Hashanah you shouldn't sleep. We said you have to, that at the beginning of walking, it's standing. That's why next parsha is Vayelech, walk. But you have to stand. So that's one thing. That Rosh Hashanah, before Rosh Hashanah, you come with the MS, and you have to stand. Be ready. By standing, you're ready to walk. You're ready to grow. But there is another inyan over here that before Rosh Hashanah was saying Nitzavim, stand. I'll tell you a ma'aseh with that. There was a ma'aseh one time. The Kotzke Chassidim came to the Rebbe Marash. And they asked them, it was known, things changing with the time, but originally there was a difference between the way the Kotzk and Chabad were davening. In Chabad, the davening was more slower, they meant more izboinenus, you meditate and you're davening. And in Kotzk, the davening was quicker, daven quick. And philosophically, that was the argument. So the Kotzke Chassidim asked the Rebbe Marash, it looks like they said that the way we do it, that's better. They brought a moshel. They said, imagine, you're going on a train or on a wagon, and as you're sitting on your wagon, whether it's on a train or on a wagon with a horse, and as you're traveling, some people outside throwing stones on you, rocks and stones on you. So in order to avoid them, they should not hit you. You will travel faster and faster to avoid them. So it says that's what we're doing by davening. By davening, we're going. We're traveling. We're going from lowest world to the highest world. And it's brought in Sifra Kabbalah that the davening from the beginning till Baruch She'omar, it's the world of Asiya. From Baruch She'omar till the end of Yishtabach, it's the world of Yetzirah, which is the world of the Midas, the world of the emotions, the feelings. Then you're growing from after Yotzer Oir, after Baruch Hu, we're going to the world of Bria, that's the Bina, the intellectual world. You start thinking of Gadlus Aboire, till you come by Shemana Esrei, it's the fourth world, Atzilus, the highest in Lashon Etzel. It's closest to Hashem, and you're standing still over there, and your mom is standing in front of Hashem. So we're traveling, we're going higher and higher, and naturally, when we're daven, comes the Nefesh Abamis, the animalistic soul. That's the people on the outside and throwing rocks on us, and they're throwing to the wagon, Machshavas Zoros, bad thoughts, they're disturbing our davening. So it says that when they come, those people on the outside to throw rocks on you, he says you travel faster to avoid them. If that's the case, they asked the Rebbe Marash, how come? He says in Chabad you're davening slow, it's gonna hit, the stone could hit you on the head. You should go faster. The Rebbe Marash heard the mashal. He said it's a very good mashal. What you're saying, he says to them, what you guys saying. However, he says that's only gonna help if the people are throwing rocks on you from the outside, so you go faster to avoid them. But he says, if those which is throwing rocks on you, they're inside your wagon, he says, by you going faster, it's not going to help anything. You're going faster, they are with you. They're still going to throw rocks on you. They're still going to get you. So what you have to do, if they're with you inside the wagon, he says, slow down, he says, stop the wagon, take them, throw them out of the wagon, and then he says, continue to travel. This way you got rid of them. He says, this exactly says, when the machshava is coming from the outside world, that's not you, that's what's called machshava zora. It's foreign, it's not you really, okay? Tzaddikim, the machshava is coming to them, it's machshava zora, it's foreign to them, it's not their machshava. But he says, by average person, the machshava is not machshava zora, it's not a foreign machshava, it's their own machshavas, within the wagon. What you have to do, slow down, maybe even stop the wagon, throw them out of the wagon, and then continue. That's what it says. The Shita of Chabad, he says, with davening slow, meaning we have to slow down, throw out all the machshavas there, clear your mind, then continue to daven. So this is, the mashal mamash applies over here. The whole year, we're really traveling. People busy, whether they're busy on the physical world, and begashmius, they're busy with so many things going on in their life. Comes before Rosh Hashanah, we're telling, slow down the wagon, and then throw away all the people which is inside the wagon with you, throwing rocks and you, all the obstacles, all the machshavas zaros, and then after that, that's Elul. Elul is a time of cheshbon nefesh, of time you're analyzing the year. It's a slow down. You have to slow down once in a while. If the business, by the person running the whole time, it's going on, the person never stops to think what's going on in the business, he could be losing money without knowing it. You have to slow down, and that's Elul. That's slowing down. And then in that moment when you slow down, you stand. That says, Atem Nitsavim hayom. You have to stand up. You have to slow down. And then when you throw away all the machshavas zaros and you come to the realization there's some obstacles, there's some things I have to stop doing, some things I have to get rid of, some habits I have to get rid of. Then he says, then now you could travel. And then the next parsha, Vayelech, now you could be traveling without all the obstacles which is they were with you till now. So that's one of the elements of before Rosh Hashanah. We have to slow down. It's interesting that by Tekiyas Shoifer, according to the Mukabolim, it says the world at Rosh Hashanah night, the world get into, it says the level called Durmita. What's Durmita? The world get the level of asleep. And that was exactly why the whole Rosh Hashanah, it's the time of the not the birthday of the world, it's the birthday of Adam Arishon, at the 6th day of the creation. And what happened by Adam Arishon, by the first day, Hashem put him to sleep, and from that he created Chava. He made the surgery, and from one of the limbs of Adam Arishon he created Chava. So it says that happening every Rosh Hashanah, it's called Durmita, meaning the world going to sleep. And when the world wakes up with the shofar is alarm clock, it wakes up to the new world. Adam Arishon woke up after the surgery to a new world. He has all of a sudden a wife, all of a sudden something that was not there before. So something over here that we have to, in order to start a new world, you have to go to that surgery. You have to go to that level of durmita, the level of that asleep, meaning that the slowing down. And then, now, since you slow down, you did what you're supposed to do with the accomplishment of that slowing down, the cheshbon nefesh, the get rid of whatever you don't need with you in the wagon. Now, you could go, kulchem lifnei Hashem, now you go come close to Hashem. Okay, so that's how we saying that, how we have to approach Rosh Hashanah. As I said, always we're going to read this parsha before Rosh Hashanah. Then in the next pasuk it says over here, Hashem tells everybody to stand together. Before the next pasuk, and this pasuk still, Atem Nitsavim hayom, and as I said, hayom, Moshe Rabbeinu said it on Zion Odor, the day he passed away, but the Zohar HaKadosh says hayom goes on Rosh Hashanah. Kulchem. It's another. Oh, kulchem, all together. Oh, so it's interesting. We sometimes don't understand the koyach of the rabbi, of communal koyach. Well, that's a very, very powerful thing. It says in the Mishnah, we read it before Pirkei Avos in Maseches Sanhedrin, Kol Yisrael yesh lam chelek le'olam haba. All the Jews have a share to the world to come. The question would be, the Mishnah itself brings over there the exceptions. Who doesn't have? And many Jews don't have chelek le'olam haba. If he did that, doesn't believe in Tchias HaMeisim, many Rishonim didn't have it. So how could you say, Kol Yisrael, all, yesh lam chelek le'olam haba? And furthermore, the pasuk says, Shenemar, v'amech kulam tzadikim. You're all tzadikim. How could it be? Not everybody tzadikim. You know, the word tzibur, in Hebrew, tzibur, which is mean community, it's a Rosh Tevis, tzadikim, beinanim, hurashoyim. Tzibur has everything. Every community, you have all kinds. You have good people, you have average people, and you have rashoyim too, God forbid. So how could you say, call this v'amech kulam tzadikim? One of the answers to this question, yes, when you take every individual, you have all kinds of individuals. When you put everybody together, when the Jews stand together, call Yisrael, then yesh lam chelek l'mamba. Why? Kulam, when we stand together, we're all tzaddikim. Because we complement each other. It's interesting. If we want to take a big tzaddik, the biggest tzaddik you think is a big tzaddik, everybody's own tzaddik who think is the biggest tzaddik. If he's alone in the room, even with his some of his people, Gaboyim, Shamoshim, and helpers, but they don't have minyan. He can't say Baruch Hu, he can't say Kaddish, he can't say Kedusha. He's a big tzaddik. We can't say it. There's no 10 people. 10 people come to the room, simple people, they can say Kaddish, Baruch Hu, Kedusha, because they have a koyach of rabbim that is unbelievable. We complement each other. We make one a whole body from 10 bodies. We make them complete. And that's what it says over here. Before Rosh Hashanah, who could stand in front of Hashem? From the Yom Adin, it says Shamayim lo zochu b'lefanov. Even heaven, Malachim, they cannot stand as tzaddik in front of him. He could find he's higher than everybody, superior. He could find in everybody some deficiency. But it says when we stand together, Atam Nitzavim Hayom Kulchem, them you could stand in front of Hashem like that. Then that the koyach harabim that gives us a great koyach. So it's a very we should not underestimate the koyach of the rabbim. It's a great koyach, and we are really helping each other by standing together. That helps us to stand in front of Hashem. I said many times that there's a pirush where it says in Pirkei Avos, "V'al tiyeh Rosh b'fnei atzmecha." Don't be Parshas, meaning don't be Rosh in front of your own eyes. Don't look at yourself low. It's not good. You have to have a good. You have to have good self-esteem. However, there's another pirush over there. I'm not sure he brought this pirush if the Rabbeinu Yoina or the Rabbeinu Bartanura, but it says over there, "Al tiyeh Rosh b'fnei atzmecha." Don't be Rosh when you b'fnei atzmecha. When you stand alone, you're not part of the community. You by yourself. That could make you a Rosh. Al tiyeh Rosh. How not to become a Rosh? B'fnei atzmecha. Don't stay alone. Be part of community. And that's how it works. I remember after the COVID, when many people went their own way, one of the things they accomplished, everybody stay home, so we couldn't get together. Many people fell off the wagon because of that, and some of them never made it back to the wagon. They fell because the community, it has, some people don't like the peer pressure. They say, oh, they're asking me this, they're telling me this. Yeah, but it has to it also a good positive peer pressure. People ask, where are you? Where were you? And the two things, they learn how to handle each other, they learn how to get along with each other. So there is something that makes us better when we're part of community. That says, Atem Nitsavim Hayom, you want to come to Hayom, to front of Rosh Hashanah, stand in front of Hashem, Kulchem. You have to be the level of Kulchem, and then you could stand before Hashem Elokeichem, and then go through the list of Roshechem, Sheftechem, all the way. It goes, it says, then it says the Pasuk Yud Aleph, you should go, on Rosh Hashanah, we'll make a new covenant with Hashem. What is our covenant with Hashem on Rosh Hashanah?
We put him to be our king.
Very good. By the Kiyas Shofar, one of the inyanim of the Kiyas Shofar has many meanings. We spoke about already before, that inaugurate him as a king. By the king, the blow with the trumpet, with the shofar, to say he's the king. So we want by every Rosh Hashanah, we're telling Hashem, we want you to be our king, and we want him also to take us as the nation. So we take a covenant. Today in Rosh Hashanah is the day we renew our covenant with him by making him. What we're saying basically, if you're the king, we are the servant. We're going to listen to you. We're going to be faithful servants to you, and with that we're doing a covenant. Interesting that the word koires imcha, we're doing with you a covenant. Yeah. It's the same oisios of kares. God forbid, one of the worst punishment at kares, that you're being cut off from Hashem completely. Kares. So the same oisios, koires, would be doing a covenant, meaning the covenant is a very, very deep level. God forbid, if you go to the other side of the covenant, you don't listen to him. It could go so far away from him. It could be, God forbid, disconnection, or it could be koires imcha hayom, not kores. The different in the kudas, yeah. Koires, you're making a covenant, you're connecting from the deepest, they say the way there was something that go far away, could go also deeply closeness to Hashem, koires imchem. And to the point, koires is also the same oisius of keser, crown, meaning the keser and kores are the same letters. Either you fall down very, very low, kores got a bit distance from Hashem, complete disconnection, cut off from him, or Adarabba, Hashem puts you as a crown on his head. He says, you're close with me. You're level of Keser. So that's the Rosh Hashanah at the time we could really reconnect with him. Then it says like this, and the same parsha we're reading. V'shavta ad Hashem Elokecha. That's a Perek Lamed Pasuk Beis. V'shavta ad Hashem Elokecha. You're going to return back till Hashem. V'shomata b'koiloi. And you're going to listen to Him. And then it says over there, Humol Hashem Elokecha es levavcha v'es levav zarecha. Mol from the word milah. Hashem going to make bris milah to you. Humol Hashem Elokecha. What kind of bris milah Hashem going to make? Es levavcha, to your heart. The heart also needs a bris milah. And by the way, the word umol Hashem, then after that, Elokecha, es levavcha, v'es levav zarecha at the Rosh of Elul. Again, umol Hashem Elokecha from the word es levavcha aleph, the es aleph levavcha lamed, v'es vav levav zarecha at Elul, meaning on Elul will come to this level that Hashem going to make us bris milah to our heart. Now, what's the pshat bris milah on the heart? So Chassidus explains that if you want to, that's now the time of cheshbon nefesh, analyzing where you are, how do you know where you are holding spiritually? And a lot of times what we said, the person could fool himself. Some people think they're in a good level, high level, and they're really not. So how would you know? That's what it says you have to be emes, atem, or it says emes. You have to be emes with yourself. How do you know where you are? The Baal Shem Tov brings a very, very simple gauge, how to analyze, gauge yourself. The Baal Shem Tov says, how would you know? The Baal Shem Tov says, B'mokem machshavtoi shel odom shom hu oimet. Wherever your thoughts are, that's where you are. Wherever your thoughts are, that's where you are. So what it means is, whatever your thoughts are, something with the heart. What a person really enjoys. That's exactly where your heart is over there. I always say this mashal. Imagine by Shabbos, with davening, a long davening, we're coming to Musaf. So where are you really happy when we're saying Musaf Keser Yitnu Lecho? We're putting a crowning Hashem, putting a crown, or you even happier maybe when it comes to the Cholent. Where are you happier? Where are you happier? If you're really happy when it's coming to the Cholent, so your heart is in the Cholent. If you're happy when he said Keser Yitnu Lecho, oh, we're so close to Hashem, we're crowning him, we're putting a crown on his head, Keser Yitnu Lecho, then you're a good level, you're happy with Hashem. So that's what it says over here. If throughout the year, we put our heart sometime in the Cholent, into money, into all kind of inyana elam haza, everybody loves something, and he gets happy over there. Normally when people eat, they get happier for some reason. So meaning we are close to the food, we are close to Gashmius. So it says over here, for that we need to help of Hashem. Umol Hashem Elokecha es levavcha. You should make a bris milah to our heart. You should take it. If the heart is sometimes deep into Gashmius, He should help us to remove that heart from Gashmius to closeness of Hashem, to love Hashem, to be happy with Hashem. Ivdus Hashem b'simcha. We should serve Hashem with a great joy. That meaning my heart is over there in serving Hashem. There was a famous ma'aser with the Baal Shem Tov that he used to many times show his Talmidim, things that an average person couldn't see one time. And the method he used to do is to take his big Talmidim, big Talmidim, and some simple one too, but from the big Talmidim, he tell them, put the hands on each other's shoulders, and then he was able to show them some vision. One time, it was Friday night, and Baal Shem Tov told the people, he says, put the hands on each other's shoulders, and he showed them the travel in the city of Mezhebush, and again, all this in their vision, and they went to somebody's house, and they see in the house a cow sitting at the Shabbos table with a shtreimel and eating. A cow sitting at the Shabbos table with a shtreimel and eating. So he told them, what you saw, it's not a cow. You saw a person. But he was enjoying so much the meat. He was eating. He's so much immersed in his meat that he became the level, spiritually he became the level of the cow. Because if you enjoy something, that thing become your mashpia, you're the makabel. If you enjoy eating a lot, every one of us enjoy, but if somebody's too much into it, so the food becomes your mashpia. He is mashpia in you. You are the recipient of this. So that's, we have to know where is our heart. Who's the mashpia us? The davening, the learning, doing the mitzvah, eating, making money. Who's the mashpia? Who's the who's it? So a lot of times he went so low with the meat became the mashpia on this guy that he became the level of a cow. So the shtreimel is sitting, it's like the shtreimel on the cow. So if a person wants to get out of this, take the heart from the golus. That's what says Umol Hashem Elokecha levavcha. Hashem should make a bris milah to your heart. He should take out your heart from the golus. The eslevav zarecha, and the heart of your children also. Interesting. They have the Sfas Emes asked this question with the Torah talking to every one of us. So it says over here, Hashem going to help you, especially on Elul when we're trying to come close to Hashem, and then Rosh Hashanah, Hashem going to help us, which is, we said the Rosh Hashanah Elul over here. Hashem going to help us to clear our heart from the Gashmius, from the Golus. It's immersed into the Gashmius, take it out of there, take it out of the mud, and bring close to Him. If He's going to do it to every one of us, why the Pasuk writers have to say, and the heart of your children? He talks to everybody. He talks to your children too. It talks to me, talks to my parents, talks to my children. So why does it have to say, the heart of your children? So it says the Sfas Emes, here's the good news of doing tshuva. When we do tshuva, when we do the right thing, it's not only going to influence us, it's going to influence our children too. It's going to influence others too. So that's the good news. If you do tshuva, it's not only doing for yourself, many others will be influenced. That's Levav Zarecha, whoever you have influence on. That's Levav Zarecha. And what is going to do that bris milah, Mol Hashem Elokecha, Levavcha, Le'ahavos Hashem Elokecha. Now you should put your love, that's what I said before, how do you know where your level is? If you too much immersed in something Gashmi, so you Megusham, you're too materialistic. But when Hashem going to help us to do that, then we're going to turn our heart, Ahava, to learn love, as Hashem Elokecha. Hashem should be your God. It should be your God and all your heart, your soul. L'ma'an chayecha. Here's the punchline. I'm going to finish with this. But what's that l'ma'an chayecha? It should be your life. What's that should be your life? So I'll tell you. They said Eliyahu Hanavi, it's brought in Tana Dev Eliyahu. There's a sefer we have over here. It's a famous sefer, Tana Dev Eliyahu. It says over there a story. One time Eliyahu Hanavi met somebody that was in the hunting and fishing business. He used to hunt, used to fish. That was his business. A Jewish guy. And Eliyahu Hanavi asked him, are you learning? He says, no. He says, why aren't you learning? He says, because my father never taught me to learn. He says, I'm not an educated guy. He says, and he says, that I don't know how to do that. He says, otherwise I would learn. Eliyahu Hanavi told him, tell me, what's your profession? He told him, I'm a hunter. I'm a fisher. So he says, and let me ask you, you were born with this knowledge, how to be a hunter, how to be a fisherman? He says, no, I learned the trade. He says, same thing you learned the trade. To be a hunter, to be a fisherman, you could learn the trade, how to learn Torah. What forced you to learn to be a hunter? How to make the net, how to make the catchers, how to do your business? Because it was leman chayech, it was neged to you, benefesh. And you know, I cannot survive in this world, I need to earn a living. I'm going to die otherwise. So that forced you. You can't say, "Oh, I was too stupid to learn to become a hunter." No, you learned because leman chayecho. It was your life. If I'm not going to learn this, how am I going to survive? I need to learn a profession. I need to learn some business. I need to learn to make money. He says, if you would feel the same way, the Torah, the closeness of Hashem, learning Torah, it's your life. Without this, how am I going to live? If you would feel that, he says, you would learn Torah too. So the difference is, by Torah, we don't feel as desperate. I need it. It's my life. Leman chayecha. I don't feel like leman chayecha to earn a living. I feel it's leman chayecha. I'm gonna die from hunger. I need to learn this. I need to do this. He says so. That's what the Torah is telling you over here. Hashem gonna help you to make a bris milah in your heart. Meaning, gonna take your heart from gashmis, put it in druchnius. V'es lav zarecha. And they're going to influence on others too, when they're going to see how you do tshuva. Le'ahavos Hashem Elokecha. If you really have a great love to Hashem, and you put your love to Hashem, not to Elam Hazeh, b'chol vavucha, b'chol nafshecha, all your heart, all your soul, l'ma'an chayecha. If you feel without Hashem you have no life, without Hashem you're not alive. Like saying without money you cannot live. So you want to make sure somehow you're going to find a way to learn. You're going to find a way to connect Him. You're going to learn that. And that's what really the Gemara at the end of Parshas, Rabbi Akiva brings this mashal that the rest of the world, the nations, they are compared to the animals, and we compare to the fish. Same thing. He brought over there the mashal for that Indian that they cannot mix because the fish needs the water to live, and the rest of the animals need the air to breathe. If you switch them, they're going to die. But something the person would feel. I'm bringing now to this mashal of Rabbi Akiva to this Indian. If you're going to feel, I'm a fish in the water is the Torah. That's my life. The fish knows if I leave the water for a few seconds, that's it. It's over. Life is over. I'm not going to be able to live. If you would feel like this, that my life is Torah, I'm the fish in the ocean. If I leave the ocean, I'm going to die. Leman chayecha. This is my life. If you're going to feel so, things are going to work out. You're going to find time to learn. You're going to find time to do mitzvahs. You're going to find money to buy mitzvahs. You're going to all of a sudden, because you know that's your life. Otherwise, you're not alive. V'chol asher leish yiten ba'ad nafshe. There's a pasuk. Wherever, in order to survive, in order to live, you're going to give everything to live. There's no such thing. I have a budget. How much I pay for my life? Anything I'll give to live. So if a person would feel Torah is my life, then you're going to find a way how to practice, how to learn, how to do everything. So that's what we're learning. Parshas Nitsavim. We have to stand with Atem, with an MS, and we have to stand together, and by just analyzing the MS and then finding out that I really immersed in Gashmis. I have to this Elul before Rosh Hashanah. I have to get out myself from being immersed in Gashmis, come close to Hashem, and the way I'm going to stay close to Hashem and connected to Him, b'chinas koyres imcha hayom, opposite than chorus, really connect with Him with the deepest level of covenant. I have to feel Leman Chayach. I feel this is my life. Without Him, I won't be alive. If we're going to feel like this, Hashem, this year Hashem going to give us Shana Tova Mesukah and Shnas Chaim, a life of Chaim Begashmas of Ruchnis.
Amen. Thank you so much.